Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 442. And I'm going to get right to it with this one, man. As soon as I finished this chapter, I said, well, damn, that was quick. And what I'm referring to is this living skeleton named Brook, right? Luffy's just like, hey, you want to join my crew? And Brook's like, I love to. And I said, what the fuck? That was quick as hell. Like, Luffy has never convinced anybody this fucking easily. Like, everyone else, there's had to be some type of trial and error and everything. And it just, Oda's just like, okay, fuck it. Luffy needs a musician. Because I'm guessing that this Brook guy, Brook the gentleman skeleton, is the musician that Luffy's looking for. Because when his ship sneaks up on Luffy's new ship, right? When it sneaks up on it, you hear this music, right? You know, like Oda draws in little panels where you have the music going and everything, and Luffy been going on and on about, yeah, I'm gonna find a living skeleton there, and it's just like, as soon as Luffy laid eyes on this damn thing, you knew, like, oh shit, okay, this is the new crew member, and I was a little caught off guard because I was thinking there was gonna be some type of wacky adventure and everything, but then when he gets on the ship, and Luffy and the rest of the crew get on the ship, you have these moments where there's like interaction, and it's like these two have been friends for a long ass time. It's like the chemistry was very instant. I think that that's the reason why Oda just decided to say, you know what, fuck it. We just went through a really long arc to get a new crew member. It's been a while before we got one. Before that, let's just add this new member onto the crew. And I think that there's some potential for this, right? For a couple of reasons. Actually, three. The first is obviously this Brook guy is going to be a musician. That's pretty cool, right? I'd love to see him kind of playing some music and have Frankie kind of jamming out with him. I think that'd be pretty fucking funny to see that. The other reason, though, is the chemistry with all the Straw Hat members is all right there, okay? Because when he sees Nami, he's just like, oh, what a beautiful young woman. Can I see your panties? And in typical Nami fashion, you know, she gets super pissed off and she delivers this kick to his head. And in that moment, I'm thinking, you just kicked him like long ways with your leg up in the air, right? He can see your panties now. And I think that's why he didn't say anything. Because it was like, holy shit, if I say that, she's going to hit me again, right? And I was kind of expecting that because, I mean, that's like the shonen humor. You expect something like that to happen. But that wasn't necessarily the case in this. And this Brook guy, he's cracking all these little funny jokes that are very, very corny. They're corny as fuck, man. And one of them, he's like, when Nami kicks him, he says, oh, that hurt me down to the bone, but I'm a skeleton. And it's just like, you can picture this Brook guy not only pissing off Nami, but also conspiring with Sanji to get some pervert moments in there, kind of jamming out with Frankie to kind of do that thing, and then giving in to Luffy's idiot moments, okay? Because Luffy asks him the question, he says, hey, even though you're a skeleton, do you still have to poo? And Sanji's like, what the fuck, dude? You don't ask him that. And sure enough, he answers. He says, I do have to poo. And that's when Sanji tells him, like, look, man, we didn't need to know any of that shit. And when Luffy asked him that, I said, okay, this is where Kishimoto got that whole poo thing from, because this chapter obviously came out before the whole Obito was revealed to be Madara, the masked man, whichever one you want to prefer to call him. And in that flashback, you got this quick little scene where, or not quick little scene, because like that flashback lasted about 5-6 chapters. But when Obito's going through his rehabilitation to try and get back to Hidden Leaf Village, and he's got the black Zetsu body on him, not black Zetsu, just the Zetsu body on him, attached to him because half his body was crushed. You have this scene where he asked, one of the Zetsus asked him, I think it was Spiral Zetsu, he was like, hey, what does it feel like to poo? And you just got all these questions about poo, and Kishimoto just kept writing it and writing it and writing it. At one point, you got this Spiral Zetsu showing up in the war, and he's just fucking demolishing all of the Shinobi Alliance, right? And he's on top of, I want to say it's the Ghetto statue, and he says, why can't any of you motherfuckers tell me what it's like to poo? I need to know the answer of what it feels like to poo. And it's right here. I'm like, okay, because Kishimoto and Oda both said in that joint interview they did, I want to say back in 2014, that they view each other as like a competitive streak. You know, like One Piece is way bigger in Japan, but Naruto's bigger worldwide. They wish that they could kind of, change popularities in a sense. And both of them say like they'll see one do one thing and say, "Oh shit, I gotta hurry up because he made this really good chapter." So it's always this one-upsmanship. And I think that this was probably a pretty cool scene because again, Kishimoto, it was straight lifted from this. So that was pretty cool to kind of see that. I also know like in the certain shonens, particularly when you go all the way back to Arale with Dr. Slump, there is this fascination with Pooh. So it might just be something like that. But I did enjoy that bit. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy the different interactions on that. But I gotta say, like, this was a very lighthearted chapter that, once again, it's just needed because we had so much heavy shit. Even when Oda was just trolling us for a whole fucking volume. I want to say, what's this? 44, so no, 46, so probably around volume 44. He trolled us the whole fucking volume. Like, I didn't expect half the shit that happened in that volume, chapter by chapter, because it's like the wackiest thing possible. Oda would just fucking do it, and you had to just kind of roll with it because he was pushing the plot forward as it was going on. But what I really, really, really liked about this chapter is we're seeing like the different, mechanisms and everything that Frankie has on the ship, and it's just like, holy fuck, if Frankie did this planning to top this ship that the pirate king Gold Roger had, what the fuck was on his ship? Because I mean, this ship here, you got the medical bay, you got this looks like you got a small glance, but you only really just saw Nami doing her hair, but she had just taken a bath, and it looks like you got a pretty exquisite looking bathroom, and then you got like the looks like a dining area, and looks like there's a kitchen kind of attached to it, which means it's pretty big. But this is Boss, by the way. I love this. This huge ass fish tank, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? They're on a fucking pirate ship, and they have a fucking fish tank. Like, what in the actual fuck? Like, you can just, I guess Luffy can't, but you can just go into the fucking ocean and see, or go into the sea and see fish and all this other shit. That was pretty cool, man. Like, I've always said, man, like, whenever I buy a house, right now I'm renting, so whenever I buy a house, I've always said I just want to get like a big ass fish tank. Like, I don't want to be one of those motherfuckers who got like the long ass fish tank and shit. Because I personally think that's a little tacky. But I want one like pretty big, but not like the whole room size big. Because that shit cracks or something, you're fucked. And then you also got like the cleaning and everything. And that's the thing on that. Like, I wonder if Frankie, because he's so cold with this shit, if that shit like self-cleans and stuff, or if that's just something that they just kind of trade off responsibilities on. Then again, this is a shonen. You don't want to think too much on it, but I thought that, Frankie's additions to the ship was pretty cool. And I like how Nico Robin, and this was key, this was probably out of everything that happened in the chapter, probably my favorite point. Okay? And Nico Robin has just slid right back into life with the crew. Like, you can't tell me that this didn't resonate with some of you guys to a certain extent. Maybe on your additional reads of One Piece, it kind of hits you. But for me, I'm watching Nico Robin, and I'm going, wow, this woman has just been through hell for the last 2 arcs. Like, Oda has basically treated her. I'm not gonna say that because I am getting an increase in female viewers. So I'm gonna try and keep this a little respectful. But Oda basically dogged her out for the last two arcs, and it was for the purpose of kind of building her character all the way up. And right now, she feels like she's more engaged with the crew in this chapter than in any other time before. I feel like she's back where she was before Aokiji showed up, when you had the Davy back fight and everything, and you had that stuff going on. There was just moments where she was kind of laughing with the crew, and then this motherfucker Aokiji shows up and everything just tailspins. And I feel like we're starting to see Nico Robin push past after that. So that means that there has been some time that's kind of passed. So that's really cool, and it's just the ultimate payoff, because again, the woman went through a lot of shit. And so to see her with this crew genuinely enjoying herself And speaking of Nico Robin, I bet Frankie's got like a fucking library or some shit. You know, Nico Robin can just sit up there and look through documents and sign shit and like do her thing. Like, it's obviously, I like people to read and everything. It's nothing sexier to me than a woman that is intelligent and loves to learn. And that's why I like Nico Robin and I like Nami, because the willingness to learn, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. If you got that spirit to want to learn, you'll go far in life. There will be doors that will open up to you because you're willing to take on new information. And that's what it is with both of them. And other thing about this chapter I thought was pretty cool is we see Frankie kind of, you know, teasing different members of the crew, man. I thought that was pretty fucking awesome, because when they open up that barrel, that I do think Nami's right. That's probably a flare signal. I think it was Nico Robin and Nami, one of them. But basically, they think there's beer in there, sends up this flare. The wind starts coming. I don't know if those two are tied in. It just seems very convenient that this happens right after the fact. And we do know that, like, you know, things like dials and stuff exist that can do crazy things. So I don't think this is anything like that. But I wouldn't put it past Oda to just kind of plant some seeds here. And then have somebody show up after the fact. Because again, we just got a new crew member. We're going to Fishman Island. It's underwater. I mean, I'm really curious to see how this is going to kind of turn out. But I like when that storm comes and Nami just takes charge and she's like, you do this and you do that and you do this. And Luffy's just like, hey, if she says this shit's coming, it's coming. And it's showing, again, I love the fact that Luffy, he knows, like, I can't cook, I can't swing a sword, I can't shoot, I can't navigate, I damn sure can't heal people. That's what I have my crew for. This is her area of specialty. If she says this shit's coming, it's coming. Let's just roll with it. I love that part of his character, man. You know, being able to delegate is a very strong leadership skill, so I love seeing that. And I love how Frankie teases Nami. He's just like, can you handle this shit right here? And Nami just takes charge on that. So I thought that was cool. You know, Nico Robin and Frankie, because I'm going to count Nico Robin as a new addition now because she's been reintroduced into the crew. So I love seeing how she kind of slid back in. And also with Luffy and Usopp, when they captured the damn shark and everything, it's like these two pick back up where they left off, man. And Luffy's just like, oh, it ate all the other fish, right? Let's just cook that motherfucker. And that's when Sanji's like, wait a second, we don't have to cook it. We can make sushi. We can lightly boil it. Like, Sanji just starts listing all this shit. And because my mom has, like, the catering business and everything, I can tell you from experience, right? Like, my respect for Sanji just went the fuck up as a cook, right? I can do a little bit of cooking. I'm not as cold as my mom, but I'm well above average when it comes to cooking. But shark is expensive as hell, okay? And I had to watch my mom cook shark and shit. And shark is hard as fuck to cook because the meat is so special. Like, you can easily overcook shark if you're not careful. And if you overcook it, you just wasted some expensive ass meat. So for Sanji to say, you know what, fuck it, I got options for this shit. What do you want to do? Man, it's just like, what the fuck can Sanji not cook? And that's gonna be why I cut it off. I know I haven't really talked about a nail on the moon, though I do gotta ask what the fuck is he doing up there, because he just clubbed some big motherfucker in the head, man. I know he had the little tiny dude that ended up getting killed, and I like Oda cover stories. I know this is kind of tied in, so just let me know, like, what's a nail doing on the moon right now, man? Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and reread all the cover stories and just piece shit together again. But, you know, overall, this was a pretty fun, wacky chapter, very much needed. Let me know, out of all the moments in this chapter, what was the funnest moment for you? And also, is there anything Sanji can't fucking cook? But, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys.